What is something that all siblings can relate to? When you hurt your sister, then you have to convince her that they are fine and suggest to her that she can hit you back, but just don't tell mom. Then you're crying about boys together, and your sister becomes a built-in best friend. Me and my sister used to be inseparable. She used to identify as bi, and when I came out as lesbian in high school, she was the first one to support me. She never came out, because she never liked it about herself, but trusted me enough to tell me. Well, now she's completely different, attending mass every single week, looking down on gay and lesbian couples, insulting other religions, and making it a point at family gatherings to turn the rest of us into believers, despite none of our family being religious. I remember just a few months ago when my cousin had a baby, she chose not to baptize him, but when my sister was babysitting the baby, she did a makeshift baptization herself. She told this to my cousin, who flipped out on her and went no contact with my sister, and my sister to this day does not understand what she did was wrong, as in her eyes, she was only raising the baby the right way. The biggest issue with my sister nowadays, however, is that she does not accept my girlfriend and I being lesbian despite being totally okay with it a few years ago. I have talked to her about this, and she says ever since she has seen the light, she condemns these actions and says they are not okay in the eyes of the Lord. Once during a family gathering, my girlfriend and I gave each other a peck on the lips over dinner, and my sister loudly asked us not to do that, as apparently it makes her super uncomfortable to see two DCAS tonguing each other. I asked her not to be so rude, and my mother chimed in, backing up my claim. Despite all of these things, however, I maintained contact with my sister, as she was still my sister who had so much for me throughout my life. However, what happened recently has given me no choice but to cease all contact with her for the foreseeable future. So, my girlfriend and I have been talking about wanting a child for a long time, and we finally went through a surrogacy about 6 months ago. It was a big decision, and everyone in my family supported me. Everyone except my sister, that is, who said that having a baby this way was an abomination, and I go through with this, I will condemn myself to hell in the eyes of God. I disregarded this and told her my life was my life. No true and all good God would deny me happiness, and if he did, then it would not be a God I want to worship. She told me not to insult God, but I told her I wasn't, and our conversation got us nowhere. Over the next 6 months she continued objecting my pregnancy whenever she could, and it got to a point where I actually threatened to cut contact with her if she kept bringing it up. Thankfully she dropped it. However, a few days ago a disaster happened. I was at home with my girlfriend when I ended up tripping over a chair and falling belly first onto the floor. This was something I had nightmares about, and it was now coming to life. I started leaking red and started miscarrying. My girlfriend and I called the ambulance, and they came as fast as possible, but it was not fast enough. My girlfriend tried to help me as much as possible, but by the time the ambulance arrived, I had miscarried. I was taken to the hospital, and it was the worst day of my entire life. I felt so bleak in that moment, I wanted the world to turn black and fade away. The next day my girlfriend broke the news to my family with my permission, as I did not have the strength to do so, and everyone expressed great condolences. However, my sister took it upon herself to message me saying that this is what I deserved, and this was God's way of letting me know that this type of pregnancy is unnatural and is condemned. She said that this was his punishment for my actions. I didn't even have the heart to respond to her. I blocked her immediately. I ended up deciding to go nuclear on her. That same day, I texted the family group chat explaining why I had cut contact with my sister. Everyone was outraged with her, and my parents threatened to disown her. And then came the icing on the cake. I had a video from a few years ago of her making out with another girl, and the makeout session was getting steamy. The only reason I had this video was because she sent it to me herself while drunk, and it automatically saved to my phone. Well, I sent that video into the family group chat and told everyone that my sister has a lot of nerve to condemn me for being lesbian, when she is out here doing things like this. I simply left the group chat after and asked for space. Everyone except my sister has given me space, as she has made fake accounts to message me berating me for ruining her life.